Y arrancamos con el día 15 hoy, nos toca. Una noche larga. Ojalá que no. Llegas a casa tras otra jornada y encuentras una nota en el encimera. Reconoce la letra apresurada de Sam. Han desahuciado a Chris por no pagar su alquiler. Ha ido a recoger las cosas de Chris a la calle. No nos esperéis, duérmete. Subrayado 2 veces. Ahora esto es culpa tuya. De mal humor le das play para ver la película barata de terror y vas a ver juntos. Hace años te aterrorizaban, pero ahora siempre os reír. Sin sano es lo mismo, pero aún así de vez en cuando te saca alguna risota. Justo cuando vas a llegar a la mejor parte, cuando Candy decide ir a investigar sola, tu hijo de 14 años te interrumpe. Quiere ir a casa de un amigo, te mira de forma que un niño puede hacerlo, suplicante pero a la vez desafiante. Deja que vaya siempre que te prometa que esté en la casa a las 11. Ya sabes que no puedes ir tan tarde cuando mañana hay cole. Vamos a ser hortivas. Cuando no, cambia de idea, finge que lo haces por mi bien, pero en realidad solo quieres que no te moleste, te odio. Duda, sabe que ha pasado la raya, pero con la rabia no es capaz de recular. Sin darte la oportunidad de abrir la boca, sale corriendo escaleras arriba y cierra la puerta. Para mí se escapó el hijo de puta, Tocas en su puerta y cuando no responde, las abres con cuidado. Tu hijo está bajo el edredón, enfurruñado. Está de cara a la pared, pero en cuanto queda claro que no te vas a ir hasta que hable contigo, Charlie suspira y se gira. Tienes que aprender a controlar tu carácter. Pensé que se había ido a la mierda. Y pasamos del día 15 al día 20, 30, bueno. 48. Una Navidad ajustada. A ver qué nos pasa hoy. No puedes evitar sonreír mientras miras el resto de la mesa. La nieve se sienta sobre la hierba, jugando, bla bla, siempre te encantó. Hace una tarde tensa, se dan cuenta la primera Charlie a darle tu paso. Tras negarle, ha sido un gran cambio para Sam, antes eran inseparables. Solo se escucha el traqueteo de la cubierta mientras Chris te dedica una mirada fila. ¿Estás disfrutando de la Navidad, abuela? Haces un brindis, permanece en silencio. Veamos sortivas. Tu madre te mira distraída y confusa, un gesto la delata, pero parece que vuelve en sí. Sí, gracias, Ale, es maravilloso. Todo se escucha el traqueteo de la cubertería mientras Chris te dedica una mirada afilada. Te pones pie y alzas la copa. Estoy feliz de que estemos todos aquí, todos murmuran salud y las copas tintean. Chris no se mueve. Sí, todos estamos aquí gracias a ti. Sam suspira de nuevo. Chris, por favor, es Navidad, ¿no puedes dejarlo ya? Sam tiene razón, vamos a intentar disfrutar en familia. No hablaba contigo. ¡Arre, hortiva! Chris se pone en mí, tambaleándose por la borrachera. ¿Qué has dicho? Responde cizañado. Ya basta, pará los dos, insiste Sam. ¿Es que no me has oído? Chris avanza a ti saltando sobre la mesa, tirando al suelo un plato escaso de patatas que se rompe en pedazos. El ataque que te pilla por sorpresa y el primer puñetazo de Chris te impacta en la 100. Tu madre grita mientras la sangre brota. Ok. Te ensardas con Chris jugando con Sam, grita basta. Mierda. Hacía tiempo que no escuchabas a Sam alzar la voz y parece que haber funcionado. La habitación se queda en silencio salvo por los jadeos y sollozos de tu pobre madre. Sin mediar palabra, Chris sale de la habitación. Tus hijos no se atreven ni a mirarte mientras vuelven a sentarse en su sitio. ¿Cómo la cagamos, Me encanta. Logro desbloqueado. Holly Jolly Christmas. Levanta la mirada para mirar a Charlie. What about your holiday? Where you go? Bueno, sigamos. Logro desbloqueado. Maybe next year. A ver, caído del cielo. Día 63. Ya hay mucha charla, Yo quiero más acción. Ojeas la pila de correo acumulado. Cada nueva factura es como un golpe en el estómago. Hasta que un sobre azul capta tu atención. Al reconocer el logo de Advance en él, lo abres. Estimada familia, gracias por enviar vuestro pasaporte para su validación. Confirmamos su recepción y validación para el nuevo plan de redención de bienes y riquezas. Haya merecido la pena. Nos complace entregar este cheque que esperamos que considere con símbolo de nuestra gratitud, sino de nuestro compromiso firme para crear una sociedad libre de desigualdades. El latido que notas en la herida que te ha hecho al cortarte con el papel es lo único que te indica que no estás soñando. Un cheque, uno muy gordo. Tanta distribución de las riquezas de verdad. Seguimos luchando por cuidar nuestra nación y sus ciudadanos. Adelante juntos. El peso de tu carga financiera se aligera, es una bendición. A ver cuando hacemos un largo fin de semana. Otra vez acá, la puta madre. Dinero actual, vacaciones. ¿Por qué se bloquea siempre la cremallera de esta maleta? Este aniversario cada vez tu uso del fin de semana casi siempre de camping. No tenés dinero para mucho más. Estabas deseando que llegara este fin de semana para pasar tiempo juntos y solo sin el ajetreo de la ciudad, sin hijos y sin trabajo, solo un poco de romance en algún lugar apartado y con calma. La cremallera por fin cede y arrastra la pesada maleta abajo. Hay una luz en el contestador. Soy el señor Bowman, te llamo para informarte que este fin de semana vas a tener que venir a trabajar. ¡No! Hemos recibido información sobre las crecientes tensiones entre nuestra nación y las potencias extranjeras. No hace falta que te diga que espero verte aquí por mañana a las 8 en punto. ¿Qué vas a decirle a Sam? Tu pareja baja la escalera radiante de emoción tras darte un beso. Coge la llave del coche y empieza a cargar las maletas. Ignora el mensaje, necesitas este fin de semana. Discúlpate con tu pareja, pero deberías ir a trabajar. Vas a ir, ¿verdad? La voz detrás de ti sorprende y te dice, asciendes. Ya, cómo no, sería mucho pedir por una vez dieras prioridad a tu familia, Dios no lo quiera. No sé ni qué más me molesta, ¿vale? De verdad lo sé. Bueno, vamos a trabajar. Día 70. Bueno, ¿por qué avanzó tanto? ¿No iba a ir a trabajar? Una autorización. Dice, tu hijo Charlie mira por encima de tu hombro mientras lee. Te cuesta alcanzar tus objetivos. Eres un miembro activo de tu equipo. Te gusta repartir tus beneficios. Únete a los emprendedores de Advance. Charlie te quita el panfleto y pone un formulario en la mano para que pueda ir caminando hasta allí después del colegio y la hermana de Ben no traiga a casa. Así no tendrás que hacer nada. Charlie te quita el panfleto y te pone un formulario en la mano para que pueda ir caminando hasta allí después del colegio. No. Lo siento, no creo que sea el lugar. Logro desbloqueado. Devuelve la autorización con amabilidad. ¿Qué? No es justo. Sé que parece injusto, pero pronto lo entenderás. No sé por qué me puse en Ortiga. Tenía ganas de estar en Ortiga, que el chabón no vaya. Entrada gratis. Alan James. Unos compañeros de trabajo me lo han dado. Ellos no pueden ir, explica Sam sujetando las entradas. ¿Ves el nombre del espectáculo escrito en negro? Alan James tiene razón en tu cara. No sé, ¿tú qué dices? ¿Vamos? Seguro por lo menos nos reiremos. Yo diría que no, el tipo está pirado. ¡Ah! ¡Era el negro! No, vamos a verlo. El espectáculo es detenido, pero mucho menos divertido de lo que pensaba. Es un narrador y hay algo del espectáculo que impacta que no sabes qué. Esa noche cuando te tumbas en la cama, la respiración esa empieza a hacerse más fuerte y te das cuenta. Era el público. No se reían, sino que rugían. Logro desbloqueado, middle of the road. Un dilema doméstico. Por fin tiene una tarde libre en casa y extrañamente Charlie todavía no ha regresado al colegio. Tocas en la puerta de su habitación para ver si ha entrado sin que te dieras cuenta. No responde. Al abrir la puerta descubres una carta sobre la cama. Querido Charles, ok, esto no pinta bien. Gracias por entregarnos la autorización de tus padres. Sam Winston ha aceptado que te unas al equipo proactivo y positivo de emprendedores de Advance. Estamos deseando conocerte en la primera reunión. Dentro de poco serás un emprendedor. Encima el pendejo la dejó. Qué boludo, se escapó el pendejo y la dejó ahí. Una asociación rentable. Tras un día especialmente duro en el trabajo, vuelves a casa y encuentras el correo organizado en montones tal y como Sam acostumbraba a hacer últimamente. La mayoría no es más que la basura de siempre, pero te llama la atención una carta con el logo ya reconocible de Advance en la que hay escrito en la letra roja. Urgente, responde inmediatamente. Estimada familia, por la presente queremos informarle que el gobierno de Advance ha dado un nuevo paso en la lucha hacia la igualdad. Hemos nacionalizado las principales empresas privadas y redistribuido sus recursos entre los ciudadanos de este gran país. El programa de bono de asociación asegura que la riqueza que crea el pueblo se entrega al pueblo. Cada familia se convertirá en socio de una de estas tres instituciones seleccionadas cuidadosamente por Advance por su alto desempeño y seguridad financiera. Por favor, tengan en cuenta que toda su rentabilidad Depende de la opinión pública y que no podemos garantizarla. Por favor, seleccione una. Vemos la belleza de todos nuestros clientes, ya sea mediante cosméticos o costura. Oferta nails. Los chollos de nails son una locura y 𝒆𝒅𝒄𝐊 nos dedicamos a ser felices, sea forma de viaje, ocio y tiempo. Odo. 𝒆𝒅𝒄𝐊. Ojos del observador. Vamos con Odo primero. Dice, gracias por formalizar su... Esperen que bajo. Por formalizar su elección, por favor envíen este formulario usando el sobre proporcionado. Recibirá un informe de sus asociaciones en entre 3 y 6 meses. Parece que ni siquiera Van puede acabar con el Senegal, que es la democracia gubernamental. El futuro de estas naciones está en las asociaciones. Adelante, Julia y Peter. A ver cuándo trabajo, loco, ¿eh? Rebelión adolescente. Sale de noche en silencio, Sam cierra de un portazo y hace su gesto de dolor con la esperanza de que no haya roto nada. No dices nada, ahora no es el momento, mientras te acercas al mostrador, empiezas a encontrarte mal físicamente. ¿Qué agente? No entiendo por qué hay un agente. Al final, tras lo que parece una eternidad, vuestra hija sale escoltada por un agente de cara amable. Es buena chica, pero la hemos vuelto a pillar pintando un grafiti, así que tendremos que multarla. Asiente y te disculpas en nombre de Susie, mientras que Sam abraza a su hija que sigue en shock. Mientras le das la mano a la gente, te dice algo en voz baja. Aléjala de ese chico y todo irá bien. Una vez en el coche, intenta sacar el tema de Susie y se niega a decir una palabra. Tras varios intentos, dejas de preguntarte quién era el chico el que hablaba a la policía y te limitas a conducir. Ahora más tarde estás mirando el techo con preocupación. El silencio sepulcral de la habitación es la única seña de que, como tú, Sam tampoco puede dormir. ¿Quién será ese chico con el que sale? ¿Por qué se comporta así? Logro desbloqueado, Very Advanced. Día 153. A ver. Juega el telemaratón. Es una adicional que se encuentra en el menú de extras. Lo podría jugar en algún momento como capítulo especial. La tempestad. Bien, vamos a jugar hoy.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that weather looks nasty.
Men such pricks.
That well, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship.
Bueno, ya está.
No.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky?
Comprobar tu próstata.
Talk to you.
It probably is a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like
Bueno.
I said, all of you.
Vamos a ver cómo sale esta vez.
Pricks. Going
Vamos que sale bien. Vamos que sale bien.
3.
Good evening.
Me clavó con el chabón.
Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the graffiti as a publicity stunt.
Le mandamos el peor,
By a tiny
Porque encima el otro parecía el que había hecho nuestra hija en el...
any circumstances, be content.
A house divided, trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now.
Opposite Gorset, Operation...
𝐿 and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options to end the growing tensions.
Since splitting into 2 opposing camps on day 4 of the expedition, relationships between the factions
Operation...
have only worsened.
Dr. Wong's team have successfully prototyped what they're calling shanks of deterrence, while Drs. 𝒆𝒅𝒔 and 𝐿𝒂𝐴𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 claims to have fashioned a deadly toxin for the tips of her group's spears. I certainly wouldn't want to knock over their test tubes, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions, The formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
No.
The own Robin Short was on hand earlier today.
No, vamos con la B.
Protest group first.
Uy, perdón.
Themselves.
Spokesman Wentworth Somerset Bentley said today, "They've had the shirts off our backs. They might as well have the rest of it too." And while it's easy to laugh, perhaps we should all just be pondering how desperate
Me molesta un montón la...
to regain their power.
Fallen angel, notorious addict Johnny Handsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days.
Reliability Clinic.
Public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Let's hope that the team at the Gentle Touches Rehabilitation Centre can help Johnny get back to
Hemos puesto comprueba tu próstata advance.
family have asked for privacy during this difficult time. We'll have reporters at the clinic around the clock.
Vamos primero con... Sí, comprueba tu próstata.
This is one celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports.
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies,
No, mira esta cara.
CEO be leading the business
Tunnel Through Mars, vamos. Esta se ve re profesional.
success.
Y en esta no sé por qué se ve re...
Orientation operational
Como que le faltara hasta un diente.
New international travel system based around the construction of a major tunnel through the center of the Earth. Sophia Rimington claims it will make traveling
Vamos que esta va a ser una buena transmisión. Vamos que esta va a ser perfecto.
afternoon. Geologists are concerned about the implications of digging a hole through the planet, while flat earthers claim it should be quite easy.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later,
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
you won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Bien. ¿Qué pasa? Ah. Joder, tu madre. Está re complicada esta. Dale. Ahí está, perfecto.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock,
Vamos bien.
affected by the
Ahora estamos agarrando la mano de a poquito.
the last 3 months, undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs.
¿Qué carajo está pasando?
Publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you.
Bien, enganchamos bien,
Here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old
Ok,
son Timothy.
por lo visto no tengo que enfocar a nadie.
Time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all after what you lot did. Irresponsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. Wasn't your fault.
¿Qué carajo?
As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll tread carefully.
Me parece que va a mandar una puteada, me va a cagar con el sensor.
Hey, can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady on television to me.
Puta madre, ¿por qué no puedo ver lo que está pasando?
And you be careful now, it upsets him to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you?
Bien, bueno, quedó clavado ahí. Pues,
I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
¿qué carajo estará contando? ¿No? Yo tengo que estar prestando atención a otras cosas.
Gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Bloody cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend. But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be."
Vamos bien.
And then
Perfecto.
it's a general error. 41.
And is that when he burst into
Look
flames?
careful.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him
¿Qué carajo estará pasando, la puta madre?
through bandages. I know it's
Bien, ahora más o menos puedo prestar atención. Recién tuve que banear a uno en el chat de Twitch.
Children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing
Otra vez.
before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed.
Vamos bien, vamos bien.
It sounds very traumatic.
¿Es una pelotudela que me estoy perdiendo?
What's enough of you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering? I won't have it.
Mr. Taggle, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can
Tengo que prestar atención de no.
call again?
And now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Por suerte no se puso.
Think your parents will ever really love you again?
No se está poniendo a putear. ¡Upa! ¿En qué momento cambio? ¡Puta! ¡No puedo ver!
So there you have it, Megan.
Bien.
Just one of
¿Qué pasó?
the victims of a
¡Da!
tragedy that has shaken our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
No vi qué pasó.
Is to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advanced mark
La madre, más vale que salga excelente esta.
and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent...
La madre, me estoy perdiendo el puterío.
It is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Ah.
She's
Tú de próstata.
Megan,
Yes, yes.
watch your back.
Venga, soy el Uñas. Leyenda deportiva, lo tengo todo. 4 campeonatos del mundo, coches, un video y una glándula.
Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake.
Nadie quiere ver chonchos para adelante.
Bozeman out.
Cause trouble, starting to pee, and it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon.
Valoración A positiva. Vamos carajo.
Big old prostate.
Ah, no tenía que haber puesto esta. Bueno. Tal vez tendría que haber elegido otra.
Sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know.
Tendría que haber elegido otra. Bueno, pero dejémosla, está graciosa.
Your body changes, and that's okay.
Sí, totalmente.
If you're worried about
That's
your
what it
swollen
says.
bum sack,
I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just...
Oh.
procedure
I've got one
is
hat
easy,
fine.
it's quick.
That's supposed to mean I didn't...
A ver qué están hablando.
It's all right.
¿Cómo era?
I'm Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10
Oh, I
seconds.
just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
2, 1.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first
Vamos bien, vamos bien.
World Championship.
Está subiendo.
Hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season.
Bien, bien, bien.
We have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving.
Claro, está hablando por el chabón.
To move the Orangi hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy.
Pegó unas palmadas.
Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part.
Bueno, se ve divertido este juego.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
D-Robe,
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker.
Pero déjame marcar una.
Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time.
Asumo que tengo que marcar el 2 ahora. Sí, el 2.
On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there.
Ah, y alto perro.
Back to Striker. For shots number.
Bien, bien, bien. Vamos placa, vamos placa.
She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs.
Carajo, ¿se le vio el culo? ¿Qué dice el bar?
To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh!
Bien.
Gonna be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1.
Ah, tiene. No entendí entonces el juego.
After the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends.
Por la duda no sé qué estaba por hacer.
And of course now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
No me marca, acá está.
Large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slow.
Mierda.
Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if
Bien.
we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible.
Tengo que prestar atención, Vamos para 3, En cualquier momento. Bien. Logramos esquivarla. Aunque supongo que todo el mundo la quería ver.
Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever.
Arre caliente el chabón.
Harris. And was that offensive thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move.
¡Qué juego pedorro!
Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound.
¿Qué dice el árbitro? ¿Qué dice el árbitro?
I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blue.
Oh, de mierda que habrán estado jugando.
The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, the boys said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle.
No tengo puta idea qué estoy haciendo igual,
Music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise.
Mierda.
We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see.
Bien. Cambiémoslo, que no parezca.
Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security is on it. And the bucket has been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see.
Ah, no sé cuál.
Really, if you ask me,
no.
Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken
bueno,
never to be seen again.
No fue tanto. Podría haber sido peor, Se movía mucho.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you.
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all the day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered.
No tengo puta idea de qué se trata el juego, parece una mierda.
Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes...
O sea, se supone que es un juego donde no tenés que meter la pelota. Me parece muy estúpido que dure tanto. Lo podrían haber hecho un poco más corto.
there, but of course, perhaps...
¿Saben a quién vas a acordar?
Count him with a tiny bell, that is
Me vas a acordar al juego de Chandler Joy y Ross Geller. A Kickapoo, no me acuerdo cómo se llamaba.
Here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever. Perhaps a little contact, a caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like...
No, mierda. Estoy con el chabón,
Sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much you can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they?
Sí, estamos bien.
The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters are...
Vamos bien, no se ve.
What's going on here? Yes. We want our money. Yes, very good. Take them away.
Sí. Que no aparezcan.
Bloody wasters, absolute wasters.
Por la duda lo cambiamos. Será bueno que no la censuren. O sea, cosa que aparezca.
Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. Hold. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she's spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From Striker. But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it, like a car bonnet.
Dale, corta esta mierda, está re aburrida.
Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please.
¿Podemos terminar?
And the winner.
A ver, aquí tengo que enfocar. 1, 2.
Annual Sports Board Championship is...
No sé por qué me marca. ¿Por qué me marca? Ah. No sé por qué me marcaba si estaba bien seleccionada. Ok.
And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. All that's left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live.
Le manda ahí el...
Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me.
Pero no tengo que censurarlo. Si no está en el...
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Ah, valoración de bloque. Bueno.
From the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions.
So sorry about all the buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak.
Ok, no anda el sensor.
You're gonna need a whole new lining up there. Triple super.
We'll look into it in an instant. So good to
No entiendo cuál sería el sentido de... O sea, no tengo que apretar esos botones, digamos.
Great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
Bueno, 20 segundos, me voy a prender un puchito.
Am I here? Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right, you
Me apareció alguien en el chat como que me mandó algo en ruso.
You'll see, Dump.
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine.
Have you had a little accident?
cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Por la duda vamos a hacer la 2.
I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please.
Uy. Ay, toqué el que no era, la puta madre.
Seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't
Me
be.
pegué un cagazo recién con el...
A fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know,
Otra vez, qué boludo.
Who yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
and you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
Puta madre.
We didn't come here to talk
No puedo utilizar el 4.
to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want
¿Este era el que estaba borracho antes, en otro capítulo?
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secret.
Ah, no puedo utilizar el 1.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really.
Puta madre, no anda una mierda ahora.
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
No sale el 2, no sale el 2, no sale el 2.
It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh,
there?
sorry, yes, it's camera 4 right there.
When I was 13, me mum came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. Me granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes.
Vamos bien, vamos bien, vamos bien, vamos bien.
We were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said,
Ok, no puedo usar el 4.
Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later we were back home. He lived with us for 9 minutes.
No puedo usar el 4.
After that,
Ahí está.
he had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the
No!
we were watching football.
Justo.
Didn't even wait till after.
Justo me dio la puta madre.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he
Cuando estaba por cambiar a la cámara 2.
turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she could.
¿Llegaré? No, no creo que llegue. No, no creo que llegue.
And she didn't want to lose the children as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for.
Ya engancharle la mano a lo que es el sensor me parece un golazo.
Citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course, don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow...
Por no puteen, no puteen, no puteen. Ay, me asusté.
Just giving me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think I'm from my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new...
Le dio terrible patada. No.
Sorry. I've got a sap skin. Can I get a little bit of
Ay, toqué el 2, qué pelotudo.
Feels somewhat.
¡Bue! Terrible puteada.
No, this bastard's coming off.
Sorry, the older generation
Ay, me comí una.
feel somewhat coerced.
¡Qué boludo!
Eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... Mad grandmother with a rusty twat like
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
¡No!
For fuck's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
Está re bueno este capítulo.
Give it a breathless pace.
Y no lo presta atención.
Come, Megan. We're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Creo que se termina ya con esto, ¿eh?
My name is Jeremy Donaldson.
Solamente creo que se termina el...
Have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Con eso la cagué, ¿no?
Okay, just. I don't suppose there's any way this.
Con eso la cagué, me parece.
It's my nephew, so let me transition.
A ver qué pasa. El único capítulo que estaba yendo bien. No, la E, ¿por qué tan? Ey, ¿por qué? Ah, me habrá contado el hecho de las descargas también. Ha recibido tu salario completo. Empiezas a acumular riqueza. A todo le va mal menos a PC. El canal te ama. No me acuerdo qué significa esto. Así que bueno. Vamos a guardar y vamos a salir porque ya se termina el capítulo.
Bueno, eso fue todo por hoy. Si les gustó el video no se vayan sin dejar su like y suscribirse. También pueden seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales. Nos vemos la próxima.